push-up competition start with you and Bunches? Not competition, but.
Oh yeah, no, it was the third down period. We were just betting. They were doing it was like a third down competition period, and I just seen him on the sideline. He was, he'd be talking and we'd be talking. So I'm like, all right, well, let's get 5 push-ups on whoever wins. And then we run it back and run it back, run it back. But then they had a few flags out there, man. That I already did push-ups for, then I seen the flag. So I think he might owe me about 5 or 10 push-ups. So, but it's all right.
How are you feeling? I mean, I know you kind of eased back into it, but how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good. The hamstring's feeling good. Everything's feeling good. Just ready to get back. Full speed and everything. But no, I feel really good.
Can you go into a season? Well, obviously you can, but is it okay to go into a season if you don't get any reps on Saturday? Like, is this practice good enough for you to be ready for week 1?
Yeah. I haven't played in actually too many preseason games since I've been here, to be honest. So, soft football, but just about getting back in football shape. That timing of things, and it's hard to replicate that game-like experience. With the lights and kind of like that adrenaline and everything. But going into my 5th year now, so kind of been through this a little bit.
Kevin, can you take us through just your decision to re-sign here and coming back in free agency and whatnot, just how that whole process went for you?
Yeah. Well, it was an interesting process. Definitely was an interesting process. I would say, especially with COVID and stuff, just contractually speaking, it was the numbers are down. What I'm saying, the caps and stuff, things are down. So. But I really didn't want to be nowhere else. To be honest, I didn't want to be nowhere else. I felt like we have all the pieces here. I feel like we have the pieces to get over that hump. And for a lot of teams, that hump is, becoming 500 or becoming a playoff team. But our hump, we've been to the Nfc Championship last 2 years in a row. So our hump is the dance. You know what I'm saying? So just wanted to do my part in that. So I'm excited, and I'm ready to go. But yeah, definitely just wanted to get back in the building, so I can be with the team.
Kevin, how long does it take you to get over just a game like the Nfc Championship game that obviously didn't go your guys' way and your way even too?
Right. Get over. I mean, things like that. I don't know if you ever necessarily get over. But it's a learning experience. I've trying to have these mindsets of things that failure. That's kind of objective. And you can use things to to get better. You listen to all these guys who have the greatest success stories. They've all used those quote unquote failures, as those pivotal turning points. As in their minds as humans. Kind of just evolving in that stage of life. So. No, I've challenged myself all season and continue to challenge myself, to come out better, from that situation. So, quote unquote failure, that's just a word.
Kevin, how are you kind of balancing trying to mentor Eric and then also realizing that they did draft him in the first round and he obviously is in competition with you for a job?
Right. With that is. People ask me that a lot, just about like, did you think they were going to draft a corner? It's like, I honestly, I don't even think too much into it, and it's been guys, and literally the year after I drafted, they drafted Jair and Josh back to back, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, but honestly, that really doesn't have anything to do with me, and so that's really how I look at it. I don't think that, no one can take from me, what God has in store for me, and I've never been one of those type of guys to try to withhold, knowledge from a guy, or, I want him to, and he's a great guy. He loves listening, has great ability, great talents, and he'll have a long, prosperous career in this league, no doubt about it, and I want to help with that, But I know what type of player I am. I know what type of player I can be, and only I really know that, that type of potential and the capability, So, yeah, I just, just try to get better every day. Try to help him get better. And look, if he can beat me out on that field and they drafted the right guy, hey, you know what I'm saying? So hey, look, like I said before, God can't take nothing from me, or not. A man can't take nothing from me that God has in store. So just keep on moving.
You called the Nfc Championship game a learning experience. What did you learn specifically from that game about yourself, and how did you apply that throughout the offseason and now through training camp?
Right. I would say really just trusting myself. Trusting myself. There was like very little intricate things that happened that I'm not even going to speak about. But it's kind of like, Kev, you knew it. Little things like that. It's like, like regardless of what else going on, it's like you put the work and you put the time in, you know what I'm saying? Certain things is just like, as a player out there, you know what's going to happen, just in terms of like, just knowing football, knowing situations, knowing, personnel. We go through all that stuff, and it's little things that, that I should have trusted myself more, and so that's a life lesson, just being able to trust myself, trust my my training, my work, what I'm saying, the things that I put in there, and go out there and believe it.
So, Kevin, I know you don't want to speak on that, but Matt has already said that there was a miscommunication with him and Pettin on the final play of the half.
Right.
I don't want to presume anything, so are you saying you kind of knew how you needed to play that play based on film and preparation, and that maybe the confusion led to it not being played the way you otherwise might have? Like, is that fair to describe what you're saying there? Or I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I want to get it right, too.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't know the confusion between Pet and Matt, you know what I'm saying? So I really couldn't speak too much further on that, specifically. But yeah, no, but just, just certain situations, where kind of just trusting myself for things,
Kevin, how do you feel like you're fitting in Joe Barry's defense after playing a lot of off-man pressure under Pettin? What do you anticipate being physically different for you?
Football is football, especially defense. There's only so many different calls you can make, you got to cover 1, 2, 3, 4, and a mixture of those, So it's just all about knowing the terminology. Different coaches come in with different terminologies and, different guys blitzing and whatnot. And just kind of, but the secondary has been together for a while, so we have a lot of continuity on the field, a lot of kind of knowing where guys are. And that's just the thing, is just learning that, like, that upper level things of the defense, You kind of come in and as a rookie in first few years, and it's kind of like, okay, I know what I have, especially playing corner. It's like, okay, I got my man, boom, boom. But then it gets to the intricate parts of that, like I said, that upper level, that graduate level of things, to where, okay, we're playing this call, I know, boom, I have my safeties in there. Have my safety high, have a safety low, like little things like that, to where I can play harder outside leverage. I can slow my eyes down, like little things like that, So, and Coach Joe, he does a great job of really explaining, the whys of things, and I'm very kind of locked in on that thing, on like the mental aspects of the defense and stuff like that. So being able to, be in his rooms, and he really takes his time and, communicating, really over-communicating when he's telling us. He doesn't just go up to, go upstairs and tells the coaches, okay, this is what we're doing, but he actually does it with us as well. He tells us, okay, the D-line, I'm going to tell you what the DBs are doing so you guys know. When we're doing this, you have this out here. He tells us, when we're running this man call, we got, we got 5 guys resting, like things like that, to where we know we can speed up our clocks, we can slow it down a little bit. Just the upper level of things. I could definitely see why the Rams were, the #1 defense last year. And we're gonna take that spot.
Kevin, ideally, Jason would have been able to ask you that question, right after the game in January, and I'd be able to ask you this, but unfortunately, we just don't get a chance to be in a locker room or whatever. But the pass interference penalty at the end of that game, what did you see, and what happened there?
Um, hmm. Let's see. They ran the dig. Yeah. I might have got a little bit of the shirt. You know?
Great way to, during the team outdoors, 12 throws to Wes.
Yes.
And you got that deflected pass to the sideline. How good did that feel today, you know, considering how your camp has been? And this thing with you and Funchess and push-up player on that, tell us about that.
Yeah. No, you know, definitely felt good, you know. But just trying to get better, just one rep at a time, you know, trying not to look at the macro, but, you know, really just trying to focus on, it's crazy, one of my coaches told me, or actually I was talking to the psychologist, Dr. Carr, and he was just telling me just about like expectations and stuff like that, and, you know, you can kind of go in and make things bigger than what they are, you know, with expectations, you know, and of course I've been kind of anxious to get back on the field, you know, and so I wanted to just make sure that, you know, every rep, you know, I didn't look at it from a bigger thing, but kind of just trying to make my technique right every rep, you know, and then, you know, next, regardless of the outcome, you know. So I felt good. I felt good with my eyes, just kind of a double move type of thing, you know, and where, you know, years prior I might have, like, you know, took my eyes to the quarterback. You know, I kept my eyes, trying to be disciplined with my eyes, and so, no, just building off those type of things, you know, and you know, it feels good, but, you know, I'm not in here to just, I'm not in this league, I'm not just not why I came back just to, you know, just to make PBUs and stuff. I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I pick that and go down the sideline, you know, how can I, and I've got guys to the left of me, to, you know, to behind me, to the right of me that know how to do that, who I can learn from as well, you know, and I could take things from Eric and Ja, you know, from all those guys, and you know, try to make the room as complete as we can. Yeah.
Kevin, I want to go back to your mindset with.
Time for a couple more, and we have to take one from Zoom.
I want to go back to your mindset with Eric. You know, if my company were to hire somebody and say, "Hey, Bill, this is Eric," you know, I wouldn't be a dick to him, but I might not be like super helpful to him either. Right? So where does your attitude come from? Because it seems like you have basically the total opposite of what I would do.
Right. Really kind of just life, you know. Really, I'm a real observant person, you know. I like to go through life and kind of just really kind of like a fly on the wall, you know. I pay attention to a lot of things, you know, and what I've noticed, you know, coming up is that, like I said before, like nobody can take, you know, what I have coming. You know, so if I just do my part, you know, put the work in, continue to try to get better, you know, and continue to try to make everybody in the room better, because that's what I'm about. You know, I'm a leader at heart. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. I like to, and for me to not do that, then that would just be me going against who I am naturally. You know, so, and that would just be me like holding something against that, you know. But he didn't ask to come here. You know what I'm saying? How that works. He didn't just say, oh, like, all right, yeah, they need a corner over there. Let me come here. You know what I'm saying? And even if that was the case, that, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. But I have the utmost confidence, you know, in what I can do. You know, I'm gonna be one of the top players in this league. You know, and nobody can take that from me. You know what I'm saying? I just got to do my part. You know what I'm saying? Figure out how to make that happen.
Kevin, I have a real question, but I just wanted to know, were you trash talking us when we were on the sideline at family night? Were you just mad at Matt? Because everybody gets mad at Matt around here. Do you remember that? You were turning around, you were watching, starting to rain, and a bunch of us are standing there. You kept saying something to us. We couldn't figure out what it was. Do you remember that or no?
I don't remember.
It was more memorable for us than it was.
All right, so my real question is this. So Matt talked this morning, and this is what he said about you. He said, he's a guy that I have a lot of faith, a lot of confidence in. I think when he's healthy, he's really tough to deal with. But there's those three words, right? When he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that you've had the misfortune you've had in your first 4 years, and do you ever catch yourself thinking, hey, this is what I do when I'm healthy? Man, I'd really love to be where I could be if I just could catch a break health-wise.
You know, faith, that word faith, you know, is like believing in things you can't see, you know. And, you know, when your faith is tested, you know, and that's when you have to really try to, like, practice what you preach in terms of, I like to, we're talking about just observing things, you know, I like to really think about how I feel about a certain situation, you know, not just, you know, the thoughts that come into your head, but actually how I, as Kevin, feel about certain situations, you know. And if I think that I'm a guy who's big on faith, and, you know, and who wants to do things despite outcome, you know, just trying to be the best version of Kevin that I can be, you know, then it's not about the outcome. You know what I'm saying? It's not about I can get injured tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? But, like, that's not why I'm doing this. You know, I'm doing this just to be the best version of Kevin that I can be, you know. So if you know, of course you're going to have your ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have those mental battles, but, like, I try to see that as, like, a positive challenge in a way, you know. But, of course, we're all human. We're going to go through those ebbs and flows of emotions, you know. But, you know, that's how you know you're doing something worthwhile, you know, because it's not going to be easy. It shouldn't be easy. You know, guys are dealing with injuries all type of ways, and guys have gotten through it. So if anybody can get through it, I can get through it as well. You know, so and it's not going to stop my routine, you know, just because of, and of course, you know, since I've been in the league, I've fine-tuned my routine in terms of, okay, I try to eat better, try to, you know, do different things, get my certain vitamins, you know, things like that to try, like I said, try to do my part. But if I'm doing my part, then the results, you know, they'll come, you know, and those ups and downs, you know, I just keep doing my part. Eventually, I'll get to where I need to be.
And you feel like you've done a better job? Like, I remember the last time we used to be in the locker room was before the 19th season, and I remember talking to you about that off season, how you kind of changed a bunch of things about even doing stuff late at night and all kind, and you felt like that really made a difference. And then in 19, you stayed really healthy. So do you feel like you're doing more of your part and have a better feel for that maybe last year was just kind of that 5-game fluke?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely feel like I'm doing my part. You know, but we can always get better. You know, we can always do better. There's always things that we can do better. But I feel good, you know, from my side of things in the way that I've been, you know, attacking my off season and, you know, just even my rehabs and, you know, just the mental side of things. You know, like I said, the results and everything else, they'll take care of themselves as long as I'm doing my part.
All right, Sarah, we got time for one more from Zoom.
Yep, just one, Ryan Wood.
Hey, Kevin, you said that there was no place that you'd rather be than Green Bay, but you also said that Nfc Championship Game is something that you might not actually ever get over. Was there any part of you this spring that was tempted to go somewhere else just for the fresh start? And was there any part of you that was difficult to come back here with how that last game went?
What's up, Ryan? But no. I'm definitely, look, I'm not the type of guy that just tries to sweep under the rug, you know, on some like, let me get a fresh start somewhere. No, you know, I want to finish this with my guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys that, the guys who believed in me, you know, and the guys who continue to believe in me, you know, and I'm, like I said, I'm gonna do my part to uphold my side of the bargain, you know, but we here to win a Super Bowl, you know, and I just want to do my 111th on defense, and that's what I'm here to do. But, you know, that sweep it under the rug, go to a new team, of course, it's, you know, it's definitely some money that you couldn't turn down, you know what I'm saying, in terms of somebody trying to, you know, bring the Brinks truck out. But it's all a business, of course, you know. But, you know, if the money was all good, hey, I was going to be a Packer, no doubt about it.